Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and the same gentleman that sent me that other ghost yesterday that sent me this bat. And he said the other one worked well for my video, but is not working in this. So for the one that sent me the picture, you're very right. This is not as good of a picture. My suggestion is to possibly lay the picture of the book on the floor and get right overhead, because there's evidently like a light shadow through here that's going to pick up, and Corel is pretty sensitive, and actually I bet you could take a picture of that, and because it doesn't matter how small it is, but this will work. So like we did yesterday, I made a copy of it, Control D, and move it over, make it really, really small. And I just believe Corel has a better time doing stuff like this. And also it changes our DPI. So if we go to bitmap and resample, this thing is like 1300 DPI. Can't really, well, that doesn't matter. But then go to bitmap and edit or convert it like we did yesterday to grayscale. And then let's try tracing bitmap, but this time I'm going to use low quality image because it is. And you can actually see like the paper is either, got a little light shadow on it. We can bring up the detail, but it actually does it worse. So you can just kind of move your slider and that would probably work right there. We just lost his eyes. But let's deal with this right here. And your new copy should be on the top. And you can see if we left click, right click, we get a pretty good outline. And some people are going to look at this and go, well, that's not going to work. And this is actually a lot better than the one I had at first. But if you take this center line out, that was part of that, but because we don't need that anyway, because we don't need a center line, we just need to get the other lines done. And now I'm going to go with this one, because this is great. This is almost as good as yesterday. Just get rid of those center lines. Do not worry about all this garbage out here, because we're not going to use it. We're just going to use this interior part. So we can do the same thing we did yesterday with connecting lines. And this time, because we're going to have to play with this, I'm just going to use the 2-point line. It's a little bit faster. I don't have to set and make a hoop. But we can make those later, and you can actually do this without zooming in. Just click, click, click. And zooming in would be a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. Then take your smart fill tool and fill that in. Voila. You've got a scary Halloween bat. Now we've got unsharp corners and everything, but our eyes look good. And then you can left click and right click in red. And then you can change these things and smooth some things out. And we'll get the smooth tool like we did yesterday. This is a little bit big, so it's going to smooth too much. But it's actually doing a job on our edges. I wouldn't probably suggest doing this. It's way too big. Let's go 0.2. Click on it and move it down a little bit. And there's a lot you could do with this. I'm just moving over that like real quick. And if you don't like that, you could take the shape tool and like grab those nodes and make this longer. Grab 2 nodes at a time, and maybe over that 1 node. And this is where you're going to find out if you have any artistic ability, which I have none. And let's see what happens if we delete those nodes. That worked pretty well. And, you can always go back. What I would do if I was going to really do this, I would Control D and make a duplicate when you're about halfway finished, and then play with it some more and look at the difference when you're done. We maybe need another, long one on this side. And, kind of even it out. You don't know what it looks like. you know, but I think our tips of our wing look good. You know, there's nothing wrong with this drawing. Then when you fill it in with the Smart Fill tool, you can kind of see what the bat looks like. Anyway, so it's not as good as easy as it was yesterday, because I had a lot more problems when I did it. Look at all this garbage. But the garbage is in the part we don't need. I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and fill it in. And that worked pretty well. I just noticed the bat has some holes in it, but that's easily fixed. Left click, right click, grab on that, ungroup it, or break curve apart, and then just delete those parts when you get them. Anyway, and see, the one I traced for the video is a lot better than the one I traced for this. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching. But try to, if it doesn't trace good, try to take another photograph. Photographs today are cheap, digital. Take a couple. Hope that helped a little bit. Thanks for watching.